Hello and welcome to the Curiosity Quest podcast. My name is Natasha Schulmeister and I am your host. And it is a beautiful day outside. And yet I still didn't really want to record today. I had this weird feeling that maybe I just didn't have something great to share, or maybe I wasn't in the right mode, or maybe I wouldn't be able to produce something good enough. And I found myself finding excuses to not show up today. And man, I feel like that is so relatable. That's why I'm sharing this. And what's so funny is that I know that the people who are listening to this podcast, they're not here because they want me to be perfect. They're here to have a conversation, to learn something new, maybe laugh, maybe cry, I don't know, whatever. But we're here just to be human. And it's funny that I was getting caught in this very weird, inhuman trap. This weird trap of not enough and wanting to hide. So I'm here. I made an excuse that I wasn't going to come. If you're watching the video, I made it because, I just don't feel like doing my makeup today. And then I was like, I missed last week. It's going to be fine. But I promised myself I would either do one a week or one every other week, depending on the time frame. And so my word to myself matters. And my word to myself matters because that's my word to everybody else on this planet. And it starts with me. So if you're feeling that too, just know the people who care about you do not care about these things. And I hope that you can find the courage to show up as well. This won't be a super lengthy episode. I'm gifting myself time back. So typically I talk forever. I'm not in a big chatty Cathy mood, So I'm going to chat for a small window of time on a topic that I felt was actually really cool and I'm excited to share. And it is the most notable inspirational TV and movie quotes of all time as ranked by the internet. And I wanted us to go through these because some of these I took a quick glance over, and I will say they deeply inspired me in my life. And others I was just like, that's actually quite funny that that's there. And others I was like, wow, I've never heard this. Now I want to watch this movie. But what's funny to me, or not funny, interesting to me about all of these is that it always ties into living life. Like truly living life, all of them. And we rank them as the most inspirational. This is the most inspirational as per the internet. This isn't me rating it. This isn't my next door neighbor or my mom. This is the internet coming together and pulling all of these things, and these are the top. And all of them have the same underlying tone. And it's such a beautiful reminder that even though sometimes we don't practice this, we all are inspired by it. We are all gravitating towards it. We are all watching it and feeling something because of it. And in these characters, we get to watch that truth play out. And maybe that's why it's so inspiring, because they make us believe that maybe we can too. And it gives us hope. Let's see if you can pick up on the underlying tone as well. Okay, we're going to start with inspirational TV quotes, because I was only provided 2 of these. And, or actually I was only provided 1. Oh my gosh. I was only provided 1 of these. Okay, well, there we go. I haven't watched this show personally. If you have, I know you'll love it, because I have been told by so many people to watch this TV series, and I still have yet to do it. It's not because I don't want to. It's solely because there are so many beautiful TV shows out right now, and I'm trying to consume all of them while not watching TV for the rest of my life. So this is from Ted Lasso. I believe in hope. I believe in belief. It's a simple sign. The main character, Ted Lasso, inspires his team with this, and believe is apparently a huge vein in this TV series. And when I read that hits me. I mean, it's so minimal, right? It's so simple, and it makes it easy to digest, and yet so powerful. I believe in hope. I believe in belief. I believe in this. And you know what? It's so real. It's so real. There are times, and this might make me emotional. And that actually, you know what? It is making me emotional. I said it might make me emotional because I felt an emotional tug when I was about to say this. It is making me emotional. There are times when life gets really hard and confusing and messy, and it surprises you in the wrong way. See, I'm emotional. There's been a lot that's happened, and there was a lot that's happened in Vancouver, in our world. There's just a lot happening right now, and this feels very raw. But I always am reminded that as long as I keep true to what I believe in, which is hope, which is love, which is compassion and curiosity and communication, connection, these are things that I believe in. If I can stay true to those things, I really do believe that my life will only continue to get more and more beautiful, and these challenges will continue to happen, and these shakeups will continue to happen. And in those moments, there is this nagging question of, will it really? Like this fear that what if I'm wrong? But there's an overriding sense of hope that knows that I'm not, And so even though I ache at times and I'm hurting at times and I feel broken into itty bitty pieces at times, and I do, just like everybody else, I do feel that. I have hope, and it's unshakable. It's unshakable, and it's not going anywhere. And if at the end of the day, that's all I have is that belief and hope, that's all I have. And I'll stick to it because it's something really great to have. So go Ted Lasso. I'm so excited to watch your TV show. Okay, we're going to go into movies because this is 10. This is the top 10 of movie. Apparently, I got top 10 of that and then just one for TV. So if you have other TV shows that were highly inspirational to you, and there's a quote from one of those TV shows that has impacted you in a really positive way or helped you to understand something that you were going through or whatever it might be, or just a TV show in general, send it to me. I would love to watch. I would love to chat with you on it. But we're going to do the top 10 movie quotes now, as per the internet. We're going to go from 10 to 1. I wonder how many of these I'll read and people will be like, oh yeah, I would have guessed that in the top 10. And how many of these you'll be like, wow, I forgot about that, or I've never seen that, or I would have never thought to put that on here. This last one, I just have to say I did not expect to be on this list. However, I do like this movie a lot. So this is from Finding Nemo. Dory. When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do? Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Swimming. This movie is so special to me. I find it very calming, actually. I don't know if anybody else feels that way about Finding Nemo as well, but I do really love Finding Nemo. And Shrek. I feel like those are just very underrated kids movies. They were definitely made for both kids and adults. Definitely. I felt all the feels in those. I learned so many lessons. I feel like every time I watch them again, there's something new, and I'm like, they really hit it home with them. Anyways, that's an encouragement for perseverance if anybody ever knew it. Dory knew what was up. She was the character. She's who we want to be. Not the one that we lose all the memories. I don't want to lose all my memories, but just like consistently excited about life. Like a kid, you know? Like kids. I feel like more people need to spend more time with kids or dogs or silly animals, you know? Just that have these random bursts of joy that just remind you, oh yeah, that's the point. I almost forgot that that's the point. You know what I mean? Okay, number 9. I also did not expect this one to be here, but it does make a lot of sense and hits home from my childhood. The Emperor Mulan. The flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. And that's him praising her courage. And I remember watching that movie, and has everybody seen Mulan before? It's from 1998. It's a Disney movie. Anyways, I remember watching that movie and being so encouraged to just, even though everybody's telling you that you have to be something else, finding the courage to like step into your truth. And she did, like throughout the movie, she had to hide her truth while pursuing her truth, which is such a odd situation to be in. You know, you have to mask yourself. You have to, on the outside, look different so that you can pursue what is true for you inside. And then towards the end, you're allowed to be both, or she was allowed to be both, authentically both. But for her, it was the difference between life and death, right? But I feel like that's so relatable in our lives as well. Oftentimes, there's this, I would say, advice that gets passed around that's fake it till you make it, you know? I had an employer one time tell me that I needed to dress for the job that I wanted. And I liked the way that I dressed. I felt really good about how I was dressing. I felt really confident how I was dressing. But she told me that if I wanted to get the role that I wanted to get, which was higher up, I would have to start dressing for that role. And I'm like, so I'd basically have to dress in a way that I wasn't comfortable so that I looked the part so that I could get the part. And I just remember feeling like that made no sense. Like I had to lie to live in truth. Like that seems very backwards. And that's the whole basis of Mulan. She had to lie outwardly to be accepted for what she wanted internally so badly. And then towards the end, it's showing that this is, you don't have to do this. Like you can somehow, some way, there's always a way. You'll always find a way to just live authentically in your truth, outwardly and inwardly. And that's what the goal is in this lifetime. I just went on a rant for Mulan, so I hope you're with me on that. But the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. Man, I and so many others have a resume from life that would qualify us to be a complete asshole, and I would still rather be the person I am. Because I think when you live through such intensity, you never want to create that for anybody else, or you create more of it because you think it's unfair, so you feel as though you have to balance the scale somehow by putting that into the world. I would never want to do that ever, and if I have, it was unintentional, like lacking awareness or something. Like I know that I've caused pain. And it was never with the thought or intention of, I want to cause you pain. It was always with the thought of, well, likely with no thought, to be quite honest with you. Now that I'm talking about it, it was with no thought at all. Now I don't have to do that. Now I can be more aware and present and shift that. But yeah, I love that so much. Number 8. Oh, I remember watching this for the first time in high school. They made us, I wonder if they made everybody. Did everybody have to watch this movie in high school, The Shawshank Redemption? Did you have to watch the movie? And if you did, tell me. I want to know. I loved it. I did. And I still love it. I think this movie is so brilliant. This quote hits number 8. Get busy living or get busy dying. The full quote is, I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living or get busy dying. And Andy Dufresne says that. Andy Dufresne is a prisoner. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to share too much about it. But again, the main vein of that, again, being this, it really is that simple. We like to overcomplicate everything. We like to overcomplicate living and being alive and feeling alive and being present. And it's so interesting because as a kid, it's so easily accessible to you, right? You're just alive. You're not even thinking about having to be alive. And then as an adult, you're like, how do I do that again? How do I just access that again? Am I allowed to just access it? Or am I? Okay, number 7 is from one of my favorite movie series of all time and my partner's, The Lord of the Rings. This is from the Fellowship of the Ring. It's Gandalf, and he's talking to Frodo, and he says, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. It is a much bigger quote than that, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. With the main vein, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. Again, guys, this vein is very clear. I hope you're seeing this vein as well. That's what's so inspirational about those movies, too. If you've watched, just if you haven't even, the main character is thrust into, I don't want to call it an adventure because that sounds positive. It is somewhat an adventure, though. He's forced on a journey to destroy something to save humanity. And it's not something that he chose. It was something that unfortunately chose him. And it's slowly killing him along the way and slowly destroying him along the way. And it's hard. He's never had to leave home. He has to leave home. He's never had to do something like this before. He's having to do something like this. He's very alone. He's seeing things that he's never seen, like combat and death and all of this. And he's being pushed into these circumstances that force him to actualize and experience the full spectrum of what life is. And he struggles with that, as we all do. These challenges come up and he struggles, as we all do. He has to leave his comfort zone, as we all do. And yeah, all we have to do, or all we have to decide, is what to do with the time that is given to us. Number 6. I find this so funny. And yet here we are. And it comes, I mean, May 4th is coming. So this one falls in line with what's coming up in history too. It's from Star Wars and it's Yoda. The 1980 film, by the way. The Empire Strikes Back. Do or do not. There is no try. I feel like when we say, I'll try, it's a cop-out. It's a way to preserve ourselves. I say it a lot, by the way. I'm not calling anybody else out from that. Maybe I'll just take claim of that then. I say I try when I am trying to protect myself. It makes me feel better because I'm not entirely sure I can do whatever is being asked of me. I'm not entirely confident. So I say I'll try so that I don't have to take the brunt force of a failure. So it's like, well, can you do something for me? Well, I'll try. Instead of just being like, yes, I can do that. I can't promise it will get completed because I am not entirely confident in my ability to complete it, but I will do the actions it takes to get this done. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. No, instead I say I'll try so that I can keep myself one arm length away from whatever it is, so that if failure, comes, it's like, well, I said I would try, so, and it just didn't work, so it's okay. Where if I just owned it and I just failed, that would be, I guess, a lot harder to take ownership of. But then in the same breath, when I say I'll try and then it works out, I feel like, oh man, I should have just believed in myself. And then I'm met at this like end goal of like, why couldn't I just like have said I'll do it? Like what? And then you're in that weird cycle. So it's like nowhere you go feels fully welcoming. So that's maybe just me. If it's you too, though, we're all human. Like this is why we have these conversations. This is why we get curious, so that we can find these things and start to shift the narrative. I am working to shift the narrative. I'm working to not just try. However, there are obviously going to be moments where it's just a try. I don't know what else to say. What else to say on that one? Number 5. Oh, yes. This monkey gave me so much wisdom as a child. Rafiki, the Lion King. The past can hurt, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it. And I mean, if that's not helping us to remember that the past isn't right now, and it also doesn't just disappear, it's going to be there. If that's not teaching us that we need to learn how to walk through life with our past, not as our past, I don't know what else could be. Honestly, it's such a good lesson. I used to live in my past. Oh my gosh, I was the person who hurt me the most, which is sad to say considering I've been through a lot in my life. And I hid a lot of that from a lot of people because I didn't believe that I could be loved if people knew what I had been through. I didn't believe that people could handle it, or they would want to handle it, or that they would understand. I'd been shut down so many times in so many different scenarios that I closed, but I didn't have the wisdom to process. So I basically just trapped myself in a loop of constantly remembering and reliving and being stuck in it and identifying with it. I believed I was broken for so long. Like, I would actually just call it, it was bad. I was in a bad way for a very long time, and I didn't believe I was allowed to let go of my past. I didn't believe that I was allowed to. I believed that it was who I was, so it became my identity, right, as I just said. And because it became my identity, then I started to believe horrible things about myself. But the reality is my past is my past, and I can't go back to it, which means that I can't live in it now, right? And now I'm learning to navigate life as who I am today with the past that I have. It doesn't just go away. It's part of my experience. It's part of my learning and my teachings and my life and my essence. It's part of me, but it isn't me. And that matters a lot. Actually, it matters a lot. I used to stay in really bad situations for way too long because I believed that's the best I deserved because of that. And now I can see that very clearly. It's not real at all. So if you're struggling with that, I just want to encourage you to recognize if you're identifying with your past, if you believe that you are what has happened to you, and know that you're not alone. Oh my gosh, so many of us do this. You know, you made a past mistake and now you're just a terrible person. There's so many people even I know that are scared to get into relationships because they've made mistakes in the past in relationships. And so now they just believe that they are those mistakes, and there's no possible way that they can ever be in a relationship without those qualities coming through. And I'm like, you decide. So if you believe that, then yeah, that's what's going to happen. Like, that is the truth of what will be your life, if that's what you believe. But just because you made those choices doesn't mean you are those choices. So you get to come here today. And if you don't want those choices to be your choices, then you have to choose something different. And that means maybe gathering more wisdom from somebody else. Maybe that means going and sitting with a therapist or a coach or a mentor or friends and family or a church or wherever feels right for you to learn and grow and discover and open up. But you do not ever have to be your past choices, ever. You're never limited to those, ever. That's the whole point. We have a whole lot of time on this planet. I hope that you choose something better for the rest of your time. It's basically where I'm going. Okay, enough of my inspirational quotes. Let's go to number 4. Rocky Balboa. This is, he's talking to his son about resilience. It's a big one, so I will read this whole thing. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. but you got to be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. Man, so much wisdom in that. So much freaking wisdom in that. Life is not fair. Life is not fair. It's not meant to be fair. It's not supposed to be fair for anybody. It's not fair for me. It's not fair for my next door neighbor. It's not fair for my dog, right? It's not fair, and it's not meant to be. And I feel as though sometimes we live in this weird place, myself included, me included, this weird place of, this shouldn't be happening to me, or why is this happening to me? And I get trapped in that so frequently, and the reality is that's life. It's not why is this happening to me, because it's life. It's not should this be happening to me, because the answer is yes. It's this is happening to me. This is happening to me. I am not special or unique. I don't get out of or get granted a special life just because I am alive and I don't want to go through the challenge. I am me, and this is happening. And I now have to navigate how to continue moving forward with this pain. Because it might be a permanent pain. And I say that about things like loss. You know, I work with grief clients. Losing somebody significant to you is something that will likely live with you for life until you pass, and that is gifted to somebody else, right? Down the chain just keeps going. And that's a beautiful thing. There are certain pains that we want to continue on with us, and the reason for that is because it mattered. And it is the most respectful, sacred pain that you can hold. So it's not about getting rid of the pain. It's about how do you keep moving forward with the pain? Or how do you keep your word to yourself when you feel like you've been punched in the gut? Do you deserve to let yourself down? Do you deserve to abandon yourself? Do you deserve to harm yourself just because somebody else did? No, you don't. And a lot of people have a hard time with that, myself included sometimes, where I'm like, I feel like I need to shrink because I'm hurting and I'm wounded, and this person hurt and wounded me. And then I'm like, but wait a minute, that's not what makes me, shrinking doesn't make me better. It doesn't make me feel loved by myself or respected by myself or cared for by myself. Shrinking makes me lose sight of myself. So how do you keep word to yourself, love to yourself, respect for yourself whilst getting hit? That's what life is, man. And Rocky Balboa coming in hot. That's a good line. It's a really good movie. I don't know if everybody has seen that movie. I'm not sure everybody would like the movie, to be honest. I really do, but I do understand that not everybody is into those style of movies. So maybe you can just take the quote and run with it and you don't have to watch the movie itself. Okay. Number 3, Forrest Gump. Oh gosh, this movie. This quote is about life's unpredictability. I'm sure most people listening to this, if not everybody, has heard this saying. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. The reality being, everybody assumes that chocolate's going to taste good, right? But they don't all. They really don't. And again, it's very similar to number 4 to me, where it's like, it's not always going to be sweet. It's not. It's just not. And you never know what you're going to get. And it could be, you don't even know if the next chocolate you're going to eat is going to be the most magnificent chocolate you've ever had in your entire life. You don't know. It could be that. It could be, oh, I've had this one several times. It could be, oh, this is the worst chocolate of my life. That is life. I do like chocolate, though. I do. Number 2, Chris Gardner from The Pursuit of Happiness. This movie broke me. I cried so hard watching this movie. It was so beautiful. It is a great movie. It's from 2006. If you haven't seen it, It's based around a true story. And oh gosh, this is a moment where he's talking to his son and advising him to follow and hold on to his dreams. And it's such a valuable moment because you watch this entire movie, the main character, who is the dad, protecting his son, and they're homeless, and he's trying so hard to get a job, and he just keeps pursuing. He's relentless. He does not give up or give in or bend a knee to life. He just owns his circumstances, and he fights to make something really beautiful happen for him and his son. And man, yeah. Luna, come here. Come on. You can come on the podcast. Come here. Hello, baby. This is Luna, if you haven't met her yet. Hi, baby. Oh, you have crusties. Grody. I'm sorry. If you're listening, this is my dog. Not a person. It's my dog. And she has eye gunk because she has allergies like I do. Poor baby. All right, number two. Let's read it. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. If you want something, go get it. Period. I need to put that somewhere. I feel this so much. There's this like window of time when you're pursuing anything in your life where there are so many people who are resistant or avoidant of involving themselves in that dream. And they'll either tell you, it's a pipe dream, or they tried and it never worked out for them and sour it, or so few people actually make that happen, or they don't ask at all. They just avoid it entirely. And if you bring it up, they just switch subjects because they don't want to talk about it. And I know this because this is my life. I pursued a very different career focus than anybody else in my family. I moved to a different place, away from all of my family, not because I don't love them. I love them dearly and deeply, but because I knew that this was what I needed to do. And I've always wanted to have my family show up with like just big signs and be so pumped and so excited and just cheering me on. And I've craved that my whole life. And it will come, and it does come every once in a while, and it's this beautiful thing. But it's this reality of, if you have a dream, you have to protect it. You do, not them. It's not about them. It's not about anybody else. If you want something, you go for it. You go for it, because guess what? Everybody wins when you win. Everybody does. But nobody wants to lose. And so until you win, everybody sees it as a major risk. And then you win, and they get to be rewarded. And I want that for them because it means a better life for everybody, including myself. So I just hope that if you feel this way, you can hear this and you can know that if you want to do something extraordinary, so many people are resistant to it because of the risk that it has for so many people. It's not just you that it's a risk for. It's a risk for your mom to watch you crying if it falls apart. It's a risk for your friends if you fall apart, right? Like, it's a risk for everybody. And they're trying to protect themselves and telling themselves that they're trying to protect you. At the end of the day, I say just go for it. Okay, number one. This is my favorite movie of all time. And so I was so excited that this was number one. And if you have not seen this movie, please watch it. This is of all the movies I've ever recommended, this is the one movie that I would recommend above all to watch. It's The Dead Poets Society. This is John Keating, who's a professor. And it's an impassioned speech to his students, urging them to live life to the fullest. He had just been teaching a lecture on a bunch of different individuals, and this is where it starts. They're not that different from you, are they? Same haircuts, full of hormones just like you, invincible just like you feel. The world is their oyster. They believe they're destined for great things just like many of you. Their eyes are full of hope just like you. Did they wait until it was too late to make from their lives even one iota of what they were capable of? Because, you see, gentlemen, these boys are now fertilizing daffodils. But if you listen real close, you can hear them whisper their legacy to you. Go on, lean in, listen. You hear it? Carpe. You hear it? Carpe. Carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary. There are so many quotes from that movie that are heart-opening and brilliant and beautiful. And the whole movie is inspiring youth, especially young boys, to lean in, open up, and live extraordinarily, not as they're told to, not as they're forced and bullied to, not shrunken down and beaten up, but to express authentically in the biggest, most beautiful way that they can. And there's a lot that the movie navigates through grief, and yeah, there's just a lot, and I highly recommend watching it. It's such an inspiring movie to me, and it's so beautiful, and it, of all the movies I've ever watched, has inspired me the most to live. To just simply live. No overcomplications, just be alive, be a person, and enjoy this as much as I can, because I'm going to be at the end of my life one day, and I do not want to be sitting there thinking, damn, I wish I had done more, or I had loved more, or I had seen more, or I had been more. Or I might be scared, but I do not want to be regretful. And I hope if you're watching this, you feel the same way about life as well. That's the episode. That's it. I have a puppy coming over that I'm puppy sitting now, so I should probably end it here so that I am prepared for all of this puppy energy that's coming my way. Thank you for being here with me today and for sitting through this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. I really do. And if you didn't, that's all good. There will be another one. I know. I will give you one that you're like, dang, that was such a good episode. Even if it's not today. But if it is today, thank you. I hope you have an amazing week. Remember that Mother's Day is coming up for anybody that needs that reminder. You might not have a mom in the sense of like your mom is your mom, but you might have somebody out there that you feel has been a mom to you in the way that you really needed it. And I hope that you celebrate that person, even if it's yourself. I hope that you celebrate that, because that is so important. I love you all, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.